What is up, everyone? It's Taylor from AfrofishOG here, and today we are continuing on with the C tier. Okay, so we did 96 through 85. Today we'll be doing 84 through, what's that, 73? Yeah, minus 12. I'm not very good at math, apparently. But so I'm really excited for this one. The C tier, the C minus and the D tiers were definitely something I didn't expect a whole lot. There was a couple of them I was like, oh, okay. Like the donut planes, which I actually really enjoy, but we're gonna go check out C tier, which will probably be the most average tier. This will probably have the biggest group, if I'm guessing, on these. So be sure to check down all the everything down in the description below. I'm kind of fumbling my words. Forgive me, my throat's also still kind of messed. So we're gonna just jump right into the video.
You told me LA was a tar pit.
Los Angeles Laps. Now, despite living in America, I've never actually been to LA because the west coast of this country might as well be a different continent from the east.
I mean, he's not wrong. If you're from the west coast, let me know this statement if it's true.
Coast. I'm a Pennsylvania boy, which is like one state away from New York. So I have many more opinions on how New York Minute represents its city than LA. But like, I know there's some cool stuff in LA. The Griffith Observatory, the Hollywood sign, the Walk of Fame. I wonder what this course adapted. Oh, oil fields. I guess LA really is a tar pit, huh? Aside from this incredibly bizarre choice for your city track, the rest of this course is honestly forgettable and not all that fun. It really feels like there's
I don't even remember this course. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember this course like at all. I've played it, just don't remember it.
There's more interesting things you could have done than beach and palm trees. The baseball stadium you fly through is cute, but like, how many damn sports stadiums are we gonna have in these courses? It's really not that special of an idea. Overall, just kind of bland, even by city course standards.
Without Africa from Germany, everybody would be lost.
I think one of the biggest problems with the city courses as a whole is that the ones they picked were just way too Eurocentric. Like, North America got 3, Asia got 3, Australia got 1, South America and Africa got absolutely nothing, and then there's Europe with a whopping 7 of them. Hello? Rio and Cairo got shafted for boring, samey European streets? I feel like putting aside their track design, all you really needed in terms of representing Europe was London, Paris, and Athens. The big 3 with enough aesthetical differences to stand out from the others. Like, I'm sorry to my German fans, but we really did not need Berlin byways. Cute music and all, but mainly it's...
I did not like this one. I am just, for those who don't know, I think I mentioned it before, I am not a fan of the tours. I'm not a fan of the tours. I don't think they look bad. I just don't like them.
It's just road. Like, the entire second lap is just road, with no real interesting attractions. I think they knew they had to spice this one up however they could, since this is the only city track they added ongoing traffic to. I mean, it's a better traffic course than Toad's Turnpike, but how much is that really saying? This course's only real notable attribute is the fact that it has the Berlin Wall, indicating that communism and the fall of it exists within the Mario universe. Neat, I guess. It's also kinda neat how this is the only course in all of Mario Kart to have womps in it. I had to do a double take when I read that fact. Surely there's been another one, but nope. This is the only time there's ever been womps. So
I thought they were...
Oh, thank you, Berlin Byways, for adding womps and communism to Mario Kart. Unfortunately, you're still very boring otherwise.
I am the Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Driftway is home to a super cool theme. I mean, not only is it all inspired...
Ooh. Okay, so... Okay. I love Dragon Driftway. So, I would have had this up a lot higher. Just me.
By Chinese architecture, but you actually drive through Gobblegut from Super Mario Galaxy 2. What a nice deep cut. Unfortunately, however, I've never been a huge fan of this one. It just kind of feels like one narrow line without much room for deviation or interesting design. The aesthetics and music are cool. I really do love the Kung Fu Lakitu theme, but I do kind of find the singular road with no real obstacles kind of boring. Just not for me.
Sweet.
I think it would have been really interesting if that one was like more of a sprint than like a more of like a circuit. Instead of a circuit, more of a sprint.
Sweet Sweet Kingdom is kinda cute thematically, but for the most part, it's also kinda forgettable. I think the Sweets theme was generally a great idea, even if they most likely borrowed it from Wreck-It Ralph's Sugar Rush. Like, I don't even think that's an unreasonable accusation.
How is this one above the lower than the cheese one? The cheese one is not good. My opinion, not good.
The dates line up pretty nicely. Bowser was in the movie. I think this is a pretty clear homage. Also, did you even notice that I called it Sweet Sweet Kingdom when its name is actually Sweet Sweet Canyon? Be honest. Kingdom is the name of the battle map. I know, crazy that anyone would get those two confused. But that kind of ties into my main issue with this course. I just don't think it's particularly memorable. Even for a Mushroom Cup course, the layout is really basic, not really making great use of the soon-to-be overused two alternate paths gimmick. And I also personally don't really like the overall aesthetic. There's a couple cute little touches, like the gingerbread people in the stands, the arrows that are made out of heart cookies, and the donuts are pretty good looking, I guess. But overall, I just feel like it should be more colorful, and that the realistic art style that makes the rest of Mario Kart 8's tracks stand out and look incredible is kind of a detriment to this one. Like, I don't really think many of the foods look that appealing, and that orange piss water is especially kind of gross. I've never once thought I want to eat this course like I did for, say, Choco Mountain. It's kind of cute, like I said, but overall, it doesn't really live up
I didn't think about the piss water.
to the legacy of Sugar Rush.
You almost got the cheese Dutch.
GBA Cheeseland is up there.
Boom. Thought so. Okay. I don't know how people like this map. This map is just so ugly in my opinion. It's so ugly.
Is one of the most divisive courses in the game. One of those tracks that can turn up towards the top or the bottom of people's lists. And yeah, maybe I'm lactose intolerant because this really does not appeal to me. I really enjoyed the original course by the standards of Super Circuit. It looked like it was on the moon and there were little mice everywhere. That's some good stuff. There was nothing like it before in the series and I would have loved to see how they modernized it. So yeah, anyway, now it's just any old desert. You're welcome. Like, there are good details like cheese and pizza-shaped rocks in the background. I like the cheese holes you can trick off of. It's not devoid of creativity as a reimagining. But like, was it worth removing the mice and the overall alien look and feel of the course? You could have had those elements in the background on top of updating the track design. But instead, you turned one of the most unique feeling courses in the series into just another desert. Oh, but now there's chain chomps! Wow! How innovative! Never seen those.
You know what's really funny is when I was a kid, I always called them champ chomps, not once thinking that they were like chain chomps. I don't know why.
On any other course before? Is it fun to play at least? It's fine. There's good shortcut opportunities, especially with these glider ramps close to the finish line. But overall, it's just kinda dull. I can't even pretend to be impressed with the pizza rocks. I've had enough pizza and Nintendo games to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
That's no rainbow. It's a space station.
I kinda feel like everyone's a little disappointed with Mario Kart 8's Rainbow Road. Coming off the insane high that was 7's version, this one is aggressively average and kinda boring.
That's interesting. I actually liked. Okay, so everyone has this more whimsical version of it. I actually didn't mind the more like space station view. I actually thought it looked really cool. I mean, I don't think I would definitely put it on the bottom of the list of Rainbow Roads by far. I don't know. Kind of liked it.
A chunk of it is just some random satellite. Its overall mechanized look doesn't inspire any awe. And going back to 3 laps rather than sections feels especially downgrady when you compare it to the previous Rainbow Road. Hell, it's not a favorable comparison with any other Rainbow Road in the series, honestly. Maybe this one is slightly better than the GBA version, and that's about it. It's really not a bad course. It has alternate paths you can jump between, which is pretty sick. The drift at the end is pretty fun. It's a solid enough time, but the thing is, this is a Rainbow Road. It should have something unique about it. Some sort of attribute that makes it feel special, instead of just being a decent enough course. It's pretty telling that this single game has 5 Rainbow Roads in it, and all of the ones they brought back from previous games completely outshine this one. Notice how the box art for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe uses the N64 Rainbow Road instead of its own version. That's honestly kinda sad. You know, we haven't really had an item box cameo.
And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even think about that till now.
in a while. It's almost like most of the people I got for this wanted to talk about the good courses. Go figure. Hey, there's one. It's my friend Olivia Mendel. She doesn't really make gaming content, but she was very much down to talk some Rainbow Road.
As someone who only has a Wii and thus considers Rainbow Road from that Mario Kart to be your favorite due to nostalgia, gosh darn it, the 8 Deluxe one is so fun to play on my friend's Switch. At least this one's in glorious 1080p and not 480. It's above the Earth's atmosphere, just like the Wii's, that's cool, and I love the color palette of the titular rainbow. It's such a lovely use of pastels and I think looks a billion times better than the N64 and SNES courses. It's so much more aesthetically pleasing. Overall, this course is a blast. I love how much airtime you get. It's so camp. I love it. Oh, yeah, and also...
So, I asked everyone for cameos before Wave 6 dropped, hence why Olivia didn't talk about Wii Rainbow Road. So, Olivia, now that the Wii version of Rainbow Road is back, how do you feel about the 8 version?
Oh. Huh. Well, I guess I don't need this trash anyway. Okay. Whee! There is no Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Rainbow Road in Bossing Say.
It's just an ordinary... Oh my goodness!
Mother of mercy, what did they do to you? Well, first things first. You might be surprised that this isn't lower on my list, considering how much I teased my disdain for it in previous videos. Well, that's because, truth be told, this isn't a terrible course to play.
I kind of like this course. Ain't nothing special. I would definitely put it in like a C tier, like a C plus tier. I don't think it's that bad at all.
Like, compared to Sunset Wilds, which is boring as shit in this game, I do get some enjoyment here. It's pretty short, but between the leaf shortcut, bouncy mushroom, and especially this vine shortcut towards the end, which I think is actually faster even if you don't have a mushroom and just want to hop through it, I think this is a decent enough track gameplay-wise. That's on top of the stellar music. Like, this is amazing to listen to. I
also kind of wish Sonic was in this game. The little outfits just don't do it.
Find myself having fun on this course. But maybe you've noticed that I haven't said the name of the track. That's because I simply don't know what this track is. Because it sure as hell is not Sky Garden. Like, this isn't me being pedantic or anything. Look at the minimaps for both of these courses. Now look at the aesthetics. I'm sorry, but if you radically change both the layout and the look of a course, then it's not the same course. So what if the general theme and music is the same? That doesn't make it Sky Garden. This course would have been perfectly fine if they had just called it Sky Garden 2. Or Cloud Top Cruise Jr., since that's really what it resembles more. They took my favorite course from Super Circuit, one that had a gorgeous green color palette, tons of unique, amazing shortcut opportunities, a fair deal of twists and turns, and an overall majestic atmosphere that I'd argue even exceeded that game's Rainbow Road. And they threw most of this in the fucking garbage. This is right up there with the lack of sunset in Sunset Wilds as being one of the most insulting things in all of Mario Kart. I can acknowledge the mild fun I have on this course and ignore its shortcomings as a remake, since to me, this isn't a remake. I'm no stranger to calling courses by a different name, so shout out to Cloud Top Cruise Jr. for being decently fun. Weird that it stole Sky Garden's music and they accidentally attached the wrong name to it, but oh well. Man, I wonder if Sky Garden is ever coming back. I haven't seen it since the DS. Maybe someday.
Alright, here we go. B- tier.
Watch for rolling rocks in 0.5 A presses.
Rock Mountain. It's the exact same as the 3DS version, except way worse visually, and
that's something that I would say too. On top from the N64 versions and the double dash versions and a couple of the Mario Wii ones, a lot of these courses were new to me. So even though they're like throwbacks, they're still new. So I'm probably gonna have a different take on them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Gliding is a little bit stiffer in this game as a whole, meaning the gliding sections aren't as fun. So, yeah, kinda not a great remake. Other than those downgrades, it's the same decent course as before, and I like how the mountain is anti-gravity now, so you can string together more boosts than before. But overall, kind of a net negative. I seriously can't think of a good reason why this was chosen for the Booster Course Pass, outside of there being a Rock Cup. So we gotta have Rock Mountain in it, right? We just gotta. Look, I think the ship of putting courses that make sense solely because of their title into Mario Kart 8 sailed when they refused to bring over the banger untouchable masterpiece, Figure 8 Circuit. This just kind of feels like a wasted 3DS slot that could have gone to Wario Shipyard or one of the Woohoo Island courses. But at least it's not Toad Circuit, I guess. Whatever, tons of people are glad it's back, so if you're one of them, I'm happy for you. Or if you hate its visuals now, sorry that happens. Man, people fucking hate Sky High Sunday. I mean, I can see why. Out of all the non-city tour originals we got, this is the one that most obviously feels like it was made for a mobile game. It's just an oval with a whopping 2 turns and a somewhat excessive amount of trick opportunities in between. Not only that, but since this was a Wave 2 course, Nintendo was still kind of reeling from a lot of the criticism they got from Wave 1.
I actually didn't mind this course. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't like this one.
One common complaint was that none of the Wave 1 tracks had anti-gravity. You know, the thing Mario Kart 8 was known for. So it's been theorized that Nintendo saw this complaint and said, okay, fine, we'll just have an entire track be anti-gravity. This led to a ton of confused reactions when these railings that gave no visual indication they're gonna be anti-gravity boosters gave you an anti-gravity boost. I don't know, a lot of things about this course just feel really sloppy and not that well thought out. With that said, I kinda like it, I don't know, sorry. It's not amazing or anything, but I really enjoy all the trick opportunities, the gliding segment where you can get an item box in this one hole, and the overall aesthetic. Like, the realistic look of base Mario Kart 8 was not a good fit for Sweet Sweet Canyon, but here, the brighter colors and simpler textures actually suit Sky High Sunday and make it look a lot more colorful and tasty. This is one of the only times the Booster Course Pass outdoes the base game at something graphically, in my opinion. So yeah, it's fine. I can understand the hate, but I can also find some enjoyment in it.
Well, I'm off to destroy Canada.
I don't know why, but I got a ton of messages saying that Vancouver Velocity was one of the best city courses and that I better not rank it low. Okay. I don't exactly know what you all see in this one, but B tier isn't low, right? We can all agree on that? It's a pretty solid track with some fun elements that add...
I don't know what you want me to say. This is fine.
Variety to it. Like, I enjoy this anti-gravity bridge portion, and the ice rink is nice as well. Yeah, I'm generally tired of there being so many sports stadiums on so many of these courses, but this is a very unique looking one, and you kinda have to have hockey represented for a Canada course. But like, I'm sorry, aside from those elements, nothing about this one stands out. It's decent enough, but the second and third laps really kind of blend together for me, and have nothing unique about them aside from the hockey rink. I just don't know if I see the vision here, guys. I prefer it over some of the other city courses, but it really doesn't stick out that much for me to call it one of Tour's greatest tracks.
Who invited that kid?
Oh, DS Mario Circuit. Possibly one of the most controversial choices for the Booster Course Pass. Everyone following the data mines knew that we were only getting one more DS course in Wave 4. So naturally, it was gonna be Airship Fortress or Boston Building, right? Yeah, no, here's a regular-ass Mario Circuit. The game didn't have enough of those. I feel like they did this because this course, along with Shroom Ridge, were some of the only tracks that never got included as a retro course in a previous Mario Kart game. But like, Mario Kart Wii got popular fan favorites and tracks that never came back. They really just gave us Waluigi Pinball and Peach Gardens and said, okay, that's enough fan favorites for today. So we're stuck with a lame-ass Mario Circuit. But
that also kind of means that they could have taken out like, what, 5 of those tour ones from Europe and then replaced them with a bunch of other ones. Like, that's definitely disappointing. But they really wanted to push tour, which I personally, whatever.
To be honest, maybe that's a bit unfair to say. If you ignore the circumstances of its release, it's actually pretty decent. Unique fire-spitting piranha plants and a completely new forest area with a wiggler on the third lap. Plus, as for the graphics, it could have looked worse. I actually kinda like it for what it is. One of the better and more interesting Mario circuits out there. Ooh, look at that, it's item time again. Who do we got? It's Albert Boris.
Hey everyone, I'm Albert Boris. So, DS Mario Circuit. Definitely one of the more difficult circuit courses in the series. The turns are tighter than usual, and the fire projectiles from the piranha plants can be surprisingly difficult to avoid. The remake in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe also turned one of the sections into a forest, with a Wiggler roaming around on lap 3. And that's pretty neat. It may not be the best course of all time, but for a Mario Circuit, it's really charming with quite a lot of elements. Now, if only you could drive backwards for the castle on lap 3.
I'm Lake.
GBA Boo Lake is a short, simple, but necessary update to one of my least favorite tracks in Super Circuit. It was way too difficult, miserable, and lakeless in its original version for me to enjoy it. But here, it's decently fun and cool looking. Plus, they membered the lake! This remake makes great use of both underwater driving and anti-gravity, with a really cool and actually kinda tricky shortcut, and a killer ending where you trick out of the water and get a view of the moon. A moon view, if you will. It's really short, and some of the turns are annoyingly sharp, which kinda hold it back a bit. But for the most part, a pretty solid addition to the track lineup.
Hi, I hate
Alrighty, everyone. So we have gotten down to 72. So we are going to actually call it short on this section. But overall, I thought these were pretty alright. A couple of them that, like the Mario Circuit one, I wasn't super thrilled out. I didn't care about. I'm just glad that the fucking cheese one is gone. I don't know why. I have like a vendetta against the cheese one. Don't ask me why. Just don't. And the tour ones I'm never a fan of. So the sooner they get those out of the way, the better. But that's all I got for today. Be sure to check down all the socials down below in the description. And y'all have a great day. And I'll catch you in part 3.